What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Team Fish Knuckles YouTube channel. Today is Expanded Thursday. Today we are going over Flareon Vespiquen deck. Now I know we've been over the deck before, but I think it's been like 7, 8, maybe 9 months since we covered this deck, and it's changed somewhat, but not a lot. Since then, it's still very standard deck, and we're actually looking at Eric Gansman's list that he used to make top 8 at regionals during week 3. And so let's go over the deck and let's see what's it about. If you're new to Vespiquen Flareon, well, today you're going to learn a new deck. Now, the deck plays a 4/4 Flareon line. Eric did play the Energy Evolution one. When you attach a basic energy from your hand to this Pokemon, you may search deck for a card that evolves for this Pokemon that is the same type as that Pokemon, and put that onto this Pokemon. So basically, if you attach a Fire Energy to Eevee, you can then search out a Flareon on turn 1, which is great. You still can't really attack turn 1 unless you somehow, like, Blacksmith onto a Flareon, but still it's really great. So our main attacker is going to be this Flareon card. We see Vespiquen before we know what that does. Flareon basically does the same thing. Vengeance does 20, and then 10 more damage for each Pokemon in your discard pile. So once you have 17 Pokemon in the discard pile, you can start doing 180 damage to knock out just about any EX. The deck also plays one Jolteon EX as well, which is very nice against like Mega Quads and stuff like that. Jolteon has the ability Electric Effect. Each of your Stage 1 Pokemon to play is now a Lightning type in addition to its existing types. So this means that Flareon is now a Fire and a Lightning, and Vespiquen is now a Grass and a Lightning, which is great. It also helps out some against Eevee EX, but you do so much damage regardless to Eevee EX, Jolteon's really not that worth it. The deck plays 2 Shaymin to help set up a 4/4 Vespiquen. Just like Flareon has the same kind of attack, Be Your Revenge 20, this attack does 10 more damage for each Pokemon in your discard pile, but also has Intelligence Gathering, which is really nice. If you are like dead drawing, you can Intelligence Gather this for 10, and draw you have 6 cards in your hand. And Flareon does have a second attack as well. Heat Tackle does 90, not really that useful unless you're going to like turn 2, want to get a knockout like you have a Fire Energy and a DCE, you can maybe use that way. The deck plays one Jirachi with Stardust, which is good against like Giratina, because Giratina makes it where you can't attach double Colorless energies because of Chaos Will, so you could use Stardust, discard a special energy off Giratina, making it where they can't hurt your Jirachi, and maybe they can't Chaos Will, which then you can attach a DC to your Flareon and take a knockout, which is really nice. One Jirachi-EX to help to for consistencies, when you put this Pokemon down on your bench, you may search deck for a Pokemon, a first sport card, and put it in your hand, which is really nice. One Mr.Mime to prevent your bench, and you want to play this one, don't play the fairy one, and the reason why, and there's only one real reason why, it's because of Wobbuffet. We do play one Wobbuffet to get around Archeops. By Barricade shuts down any abilities except for Psychic Pokemon, which, you know, Archeops makes it says you can't evolve. So what you do is you put a Wobbuffet in the Axe spot, you then evolve like 2 Vet Flareons or Vespiquen or something, and you'll be okay. You can get around that way, which is really nice. You could play maybe a Hex Maniac instead if you want to, but since you play Wobbuffet, you want to play this Mr.Mime. So that way your Mr.Mime's abilities are still working. This rarely comes up, but you do need it in that situation just in case. And for Unown, discard an Unown from your bench and draw a card. Once again, we're trying to fill our discard pile up. It's some of the easy Pokemon you can automatically throw away are like Jirachi, Wobbuffet, and Mr.Mime. If you know you're not using them, maybe the Jolteon as well with Battle Compressor. Speaking of Battle Compressor, we do play 4 of those. That's how we're going to fill our discard pile up. One Megaphone, which I'm still kind of skeptical about. It discards all tools in play or attached to your opponent's side of the field, which is great. Maybe you could discard like some Fighting Fear Belts. Like you can attack with Vengeance, your opponent's in there with like 180 HP, but they have like 220 because the Fighting Fear Belt makes it have 220 with the plus 40. But then you can play Megaphone, discard all the tools. You can knock out a Pokemon from the Megaphone, and then take another knockout with Vengeance, which is really nice. So I guess that's the main reason why Eric did play this. 4 Ultra Ball, 4 VS Seekers, pretty standard cards. 1 Blacksmith attached 2 Fire Energy from your discard pile to one of your Fire Pokemon, which is really nice. If you are out of DCEs, you can via Seeker for a Blacksmith. 1 Colress, 2 Lysandre, 1 N, and 3 Juniper. Just kind of another standard list. Some people might cut a Lysandre for a 4th Juniper, but the 2 Lysandre is really nice to guarantee a Pokemon off the bench to help you get a knockout. 1 Colress just in case if you and your opponent fill their bench up. 1 in, just in case your opponent goes crazy, takes a bunch of knockouts. Maybe you can like end your opponent down to like 2 or 1 while you have like 2 Pokemon DCs, which is really nice. And 3 Juniper for our main source of draw. 2 Tropical Beach, which is really nice because if you notice, we're not really attacking tier 1 unless you said you get a Fire Energy on Eevee, Blacksmith another energy on this guy to attack, and that'd be really amazing if we pull that off. But Tropical Beach says once during each player's turn, that player may draw cards and they have 7 cards in their hand, which is really nice, and then your turn ends. This is going to help you set up because you're not attacking turn 1, and this is great. You do only play 2 of those, but I mean, you're going to see that we do draw into these fairly easily. 2 Float Stone, mainly for the Shaymin, to give it free retreat, but it's also for Wobbuffet as well. It does have 2 energy retreat costs, but most of your field is like Vespiquen, Flareon, and like 1 Shaymin, maybe a 2nd Shaymin, and then you can Float Stone one of them, which is really nice. 1 Life Dew. I know some people might say computer search is better. I'm not 100% sure which is better. Life Dew is cute because it makes it where your opponent takes when they take a knockout on your Pokemon, they take 1 less prize card, which means they get 0 cards off of Flareon or Vespiquen, which is really nice. 4 DCE because we need this for Vengeance and Be Revenge, and 3 Fire Energy to Blacksmith onto the Flareon. Where's Blacksmith? I pointed out Lysandre and Blacksmith. Blacksmith onto Flareon, but also for the Stardust as well, because if you are being Chaos Well, you could use a Fire Energy instead of the DC, which is really nice. And there is the Vespiquen Flareon deck, and it's still a really, really strong deck. It's not as popular as it was back in the start of Regionals. I know Regionals are over, and Expanded doesn't really matter that much, but it's still cool to see some fun decks, or some good, fun decks. I know this deck dominated the first, like, the fall Regionals. It was pretty much everywhere, but kind of died off near towards the end, mostly because Trevenant gives this deck a hard matchup. Just, you know, Trevenant can't play item cards, which is really bad, but it can pretty much handle everything else. Maybe that Vespiquen Valpima as well. You could get lucky and maybe beat it. Any like item locking decks are probably pretty bad for this deck because you can't use Battle Compressor, which is the main cause of everything. But hopefully you enjoyed this deck list. Shout out to Eric for getting top 8 and publishes list on the Charizard Lounge. Shout out to Andrew for making the article. Thanks for watching, guys, and let's see the deck in action. Alright, you're putting against Alan Freitas playing a Lightning, Fighting, and a Colors deck with some Blastoise sleeves. We'll go ahead like always, and let's see what are we playing against. Oh, we lost the coin flip, so we will be going second, which is kind of bad because obviously we can't attack turn 2, but maybe we can get that turn 1 Tropical Beach. Alright, so, hey, speaking of Tropical Beach, there it is. So my opponent has no basic Pokemon. Alright, so I'm going to put a Combee in the active spot. I'll put down Eevee, and let's see. We'll press done. Don't want to put down the other Mr.Mime as of right now. And, oh, a Mega Manectric deck. This could be spooky. Can we do enough damage to knock out a Mega Manectric or not? We'll need, what, 19 Pokemon in the discard pile, which is fairly hard, especially if they play like Assault Vest. That could make things interesting as well. But yeah, we'll draw for the mulligan. Getting an Eevee. I'll put that down as well. That seems great. We'll press done, and there is a Manectric EX. Alright, so Mega Manectric versus Vespiquen Flareon. Who is going to take the win? The question is, can we put 19 Pokemon in the discard pile? The real question is, how many Pokemon do we have prized? They receive a Trainer's Mail. Gonna look at the top 4 cards of my opponent's deck, and let's see what they decide to get. Hopefully they don't play Assault Vest, because Assault Vest makes it minus 40 damage, so then we'll have to put 23 Pokemon in the discard pile. Lightning Energy to the active, okay? We could put down Mr.Mime to, you know, watch out for Overrun, but I'm not too worried about that. We see an Acrobite. Gonna look at the top 2 cards of their deck. They're gonna discard a Battle Compressor, put another Manectric EX down. And let's see what else do they have. Alright, so, just a pass onto our turn. No supporter cards, so we get a Battle Compressor, and with the Compressor, I am going to discard, I think the first thing is the Jirachi-EX ROS. We really don't need that, so we'll discard the promo. The Jolteon as well seems very useless. And we might discard a Juniper, so that way if you draw to a VS Seeker, you can play it. That seems great. So put those 2 cards in the discard pile. We're going to Ultra Ball, discard a Mr.Mime and the Vespiquen. And let's see how many Pokemon are in our deck. There's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. There's only 15 Pokemon in our deck right now. That could be bad. 15, 16, 17, okay. We'll grab a Shaymin. 15, how many Pokemon are in here? 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Okay, we have enough. We're good. So let's grab a Shaymin. Because there's how many in here? There's 1, 2, 3, 4, I can't remember how many. Let's say there's 50. I don't know. I'll put down Tropical Beach. We'll play Shaymin. We'll just go with it, YOLO. Shaymin's setting up for 6 new cards in her hand. We might have to, like, two-shot the first Manectric EX. We get a Colress, Fire Energy. We'll put a Fire Energy on one of the Eevees to get out of Flareon. Yes. We'll grab a good old Flareon, alright? So, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, okay. So we're probably looking at like 10 max, so 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Yeah, it looks like we are going to be short. We're going to put a Life Dew on the active and use a Colress. Going to get 4 cards. Now, it might seem weird they're playing Colress, but I'm going to put a Combee down. I'm going to Compressor, and with the Compressor, let's discard Unown, and we only have 1 Flareon in the deck as well. Oh, man. Did we discard one? No, we have 1 in our hand, 1 in play. Okay, so we can discard, I think, 1 Flareon as well. We might... Okay, we'll discard an Eevee. That seems okay. How many... So there's 3... Yeah, so we'll discard those 3. That seems okay. And we will Tropical Beach. Okay, so my opponent takes a knockout this turn. They don't take any prize cards. We can get a Vespiquen down, get a Flareon online as well. Maybe Ultra Ball to get out a Unown, discard a card. There we see a Spirit Link going down to the active. Does he have the Mega or not is the question. So let's see what happens. Yep, there's a Mega Manectric coming down. Does my opponent have an energy or not to attack? That'd be great if they don't, because we can at least soften up this Mega Manectric some. If we had a Lysandre in the discard pile, we need a Lysandre and a, something else. But there we see oh, he actually discards a Maxie's hit on Ball Trick. Does he play Archeops? That'd be very scary if he plays Archeops. So we see Computer Search, okay. There's a Lysandre. Going to bring up the Flareon, okay. And there's a Shaymin's going to set up for 6 new cards. Now this is great because we can take a knockout on the Shaymin-EX, okay. So we're going to set up, draw 6 new cards. Alright, do they find a Lightning Energy is the big question. Did they whiff the Lightning Energy? If they did, that would be fantastic. We can at least get a hit on the Manectric EX. We see another Manectric EX coming down. Trainer's Meld, look at top 4 cards of their deck, and I think they whiffed it. They have not played a... okay, an Ultra Ball probably grabbing another Shaymin, but this is going to be bad for my opponents because we have another Pokemon that we can knock out. There's a Glade and a Sycamore being put in the discard pile, okay. Another Shaymin coming down, alright. And, oh, Reserve Ticket. What? Okay, alright, flip a coin of heads, and they're gonna put an energy on top of their deck. That is 100% going to happen. So we see setup, gonna draw 5 new cards, and we know one of those are gonna be a Lightning Energy. We will see a Terrorbolt. Reserve Ticket says flip a coin of heads, put any card on top of your deck. So they will put a Lightning Energy on the top of their deck, and they will draw it with the Shaymin-EX. There's an Acrobike. Gonna look at the top 2 cards of their deck. Gonna discard a Manectric EX. Gonna put a Rough Seas out in play, and there's a Turbo. Gonna take a knockout on our Flareon. Things are gonna get interesting now, but at least we do have this Combee with a Life Dew. We have Vespiquen out. So let's send the Combee. On to our turn. Let's see, what do we get? There is a DC, which is great. So we'll put down the Vespiquen. We'll put down a Flareon. We'll Float Stone the Shaymin, Ultra Ball, discard Tropical Beach, and the Juniper. And with this, we'll probably grab an Unown. Do we have any Unowns left? We don't have any Unowns left. Okay, so we can grab another Vespiquen maybe. I think my game is freezing up here. We're good. Okay, we're good. So yeah, let's grab another Vespiquen. All we really need is like 4 attackers, and we could probably discard everybody else. We could probably discard a 1-1 Vespiquen. Probably keep the 1-1. Yeah, that seems fine. So put that in our hand. We'll get our Vespiquen. Put that down. Put a DC on the active. And we will via Seeker for a Sycamore. We could go for a Colress. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Same amounts. So let's just grab a Juniper, whatever. It doesn't really matter. Same amount of cards. I just wish we had a Lysandre in there. That'd be really nice. But we'll play that. Okay. There's a double Lysandre next turn. Some battle compressors with Compressor. We will discard. Let's see. I guess Combee, Jirachi, and the Flareon. Yeah, because we could put down the Combee, and that could be our 3 attackers. The Combees and Flareons, which seems okay. We'll put that down. We'll Compressor again, and with the Compressor, we'll discard... we need to keep 1 Vespiquen in there. We'll discard an Eevee, Blacksmith, and I guess a Megaphone? That seems okay. Yeah, we'll discard those 3. Alright. We'll put we already put a DC attachment for the turn, and we'll go for a B range. We are going to be short, so let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So we'll do 150 damage. So we'll be revenge, not taking a knockout, but next turn we can take a knockout, and then take another knockout, and then take another knockout to win the game, most likely. Alright, so on my opponent's turn, let's see what happens. We do have the Shaymin as well, which is great. If my opponent takes a knockout, we could then start one-shotting his Manectric EXs. There's the Battle Compressor, and I think that's what I want to do, is knock out a Manectric EX next turn before he evolves them all. That's probably the smarter play. But let's see what they decide to do. Does he have... Okay, maintenance, going to put two cards in his hand and draw a card. Okay. We're seeing a very interesting Mega Manectric deck. Does he have a supporter card or not? He needs an end to get rid of our Lysandres and our DC. We have a Lysandre DC in our hand. Lightning is going to Manectric EX, and we'll see a Turbo. Going to take a knockout here. Going to do 110 damage. Oh, the question is, do we keep... Oh, man. Okay, so Lightning on this guy. I think I'm just going to knock out this guy, because my opponent's not really threatening a knockout next turn. So let's set up the Vespiquen. On to our turn. Let's see what happens. We will draw an Ultra Ball, put a DC on the active, and let's just go for Be Revenge. Sure, we'll just knock it out. My opponent's not threatening a knockout. The most Manectric EX can do is 60. We do 170 damage. We'll take 2 prize cards, going down to 4. There's an Unown and a Fire Energy. Okay. There's a Manectric EX coming up. And on to my opponent's turn. Let's see, how many DCs have we played? I don't think it's been enough. Yeah, just 1 DC, 2 on the active. Lightning Energy, that guy. Can my opponent find a Mega Manectric or not? If they can't, we'll just take a knockout. There's a Vespiquen for a Sycamore. Going to discard the hand and draw 7 new cards. Now, even if they find a Muscle Band, the max they can do is 80, so we're looking okay. There's a Trainer's Milk. Going to look at the top 4 cards of my opponent's deck. They're going to grab a Spirit Link, and do they have the Mega or not is the big question here. There's an Ultra Ball. Going to discard a Acrobike and a Muscle Band. Okay. Going to grab a Mega Manectric. Okay. And there's a Spirit Link going down to the Manectric EX. Alright. Mega Manectric coming down. And we'll probably see a Turbolt. Alright. I'm going to Lysandre to bring up this Manectric EX on the bench. That's probably our best way. Let's send the Shaymin with the Float Stone. I think that's the best decision as of right now. But we also got a top deck pretty good. How many Vespiquen have we played? We have played 1 Vespiquen, okay. So 3 light, okay. Just loaded that Manectric EX. That seems fine as well. So we're swinging for 190 right now, which is not a knockout. So go Shaymin-EX. On to our turn. We get a Vespiquen. That's a great top deck. So let's... Oh, no, it's not. We need a DCE. So we're going to Ultra Ball, discard a Fire Energy and a Unown. Yeah, so we'll keep the Lysandres in our hand. So we'll discard those 2. How many DCs are in here, okay? We might... Well, there's 2 DCEs. We might whiff it. I'm not too worried, but I am kind of worried. Put that down. We will Lysandre, bring up the Manectric EX. And let's see. We Shaymin setting up. We're going to draw... we're going to have 3 cards left. It'd be very unfortunate if we whiff this. That's basically the key thing. So let's see. And there's a DC, which is perfect. So I'll put a DC on this guy. We will free retreat into the Vespiquen, and we'll take a knockout. I think it's doing like 190, like I said. Let's see. Oh, 200. All right. So if he knocks out a Vespiquen next turn, what we can do is Blacksmith. We maybe should Ultra Ball to thin our deck out just a little bit, but there's a Wobbuffet and an Unown, so the Unown can help us if the end is down to 2. We do get 2 cards, and if he does knock us out, we can take the game. Alright, so let's see what's going to happen. What can my opponent do? Can he take down this deck? There's another maintenance coming down. Going to put 2 cards in his deck. Going to draw a card. Alright, and let's see what else does my opponent have. Looks like just a Turbolt, and we will take in this game. He'll do 110 damage to our Vespiquen. We'll send the Flareon to 220 as of right now, which is a knockout. So he's going to go down to 3 prize cards. Let's go, Flareon. Let's win this game, bud. Alright, so on to our turn. We will draw a card, which is not a Pokemon. We could discard, like, the Wobbuffet Unown. But let's just go for vengeance. Gonna knock out that Mega Manectric, doing 220 damage. Now, even though my opponent played a Mega deck, we can still easily take it down, as you see here. We did prize 3 Pokemon as well, and we still took it down, which is really, really nice. And that's what I love about this Flareon deck. It might seem like, oh, it's hard to do 220, it's hard to do 240, but you can do it, especially if you're playing against Rayquaza, because you can get the Jolteon down and hit for weakness that way. But we'll see one more game with the deck here in a second. Hopefully it's another great game. Hopefully we see Vespiquen Flareon take another win. Did we get a bonus will reward? I don't think we did. No, we didn't. Alright, we'll see what happens in the next game. Alright, playing against Blake Run, playing a Dark, Colors, and a Psychic. deck. Now, I was going to say this is Yveltal, but the Psychic kind of throws me off. It still might be Yveltal with like a Mewtwo EX tech in there. We will go first, which is great. So on our turn, we're going to draw 7 new cards. Alright, so came up with as no base Pokemon. We got a Combee, we got a Battle Compressor, and let's see, what does my opponent have in their hand? What is this? Okay, so they're gonna show Missy's Determination Potion and some other stuff. Okay, alright. Okay, there's a Dark Energy Tool Scrapper, Pay Fan Club, Max Elixir, maybe some kind of speed dark deck. I don't know. They're gonna draw 7 new cards, gonna try again, and they do get a Pokemon. Alright, let's see what's gonna happen. They put 1 in the active spot. And what else do they have? Alright, so yes, we'll draw for Mulligan. Yes, we'll draw for Mulligan. There's a DCE Vespiquen. Okay, we'll press done. And there is a Darkrai. Alright, so I'm going to Ultra Ball. And with the Ultra Ball, I'm going to discard a Mr.Mime and the Colress. That seems fine. And let's see what's in our deck. We could grab, let's see, there's 4 Eevees. There is 3 Flareons. So we'll grab an Eevee. I'll put an energy on it for sure this turn. We have 3 Vespiquens, 1 in our hands. How many Combees do we have? 3 Combees. Whatever. We'll grab an Eevee. Put that down. Put a DC on this guy. We'll Compressor. With the Compressor, we're going to discard probably like the Wobbuffet. Usually you keep the Wobbuffet in your hand, but we know our opponent's not playing fighting, so we really no need for that. And I might just discard like Jirachi. Sometimes you want to keep Jirachi in there, but how many Shaymins are in our deck? There are plenty of Shaymins. There's 2 Shaymins, so we should be okay. We'll discard those 3. We'll Juniper, discard our hand, draw 7 new cards. And let's see, what do we get? There's Tropical Beat, which is great. Ultra Ball, discard Ultra Ball, and a Combee, yeah, that seems okay. We'll grab another Eevee. All we really need is like 4 attackers, maybe just 3. Let's put an Eevee down on the field. We'll put down a Tropical Beach, and we are going to Beach turn 1 for 3. 4 new cards, sorry. So there's a Flareon, Ultra Ball, get a not Vileplume, a Vespiquen out. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We gotta do, what, 110. So we need to put 4 more Pokemon in the discard pile, which is not too hard. If we had a Battle Compressor and Unown, we'll be okay. We got another DC as well. You can put that on the Eevee or Vespiquen, wherever we decide to. If my opponent somehow knocks us out turn 1, then all we need is a Battle Compressor, and we'll be A-okay. And you can see how great this deck is. Like, we're on turn 2. We're already looking great to go. We have a Flareon in our hand already. There's a Heart Charm going down Darkrai, which does minus 20, if I remember correctly. Yeah, so minus 20. So we have to do, we have to put 13 in there. There's a Psychic Energy to the active, okay? I'm gonna shuffle the hand of the deck and draw 5 new cards. And let's see, can my opponent find another Pokemon or not? And if they don't, we can potentially win the game next turn. It's a really big if. And yeah, we do see a Tropical Beach. Now we are down 3 Ultra Balls. There's a Blacksmith. Alright, so we're an Ultra Ball. Discard a Blacksmith and a Tropical Beach. We'll grab the Vespiquen. Wait, do we even have an in our discard pile? I can't see. Stop doing that. I don't know why this glitch is happening a lot. We'll still grab a Vespiquen this turn. Let's see, it's in our deck. That's the main oh, and it's still in our deck. So we okay, so what I'm actually gonna do is I'm gonna grab a Shaymin. No, let's grab an Unown. Yeah, and I'll show you why. We're gonna grab the Unown. We'll put a DC on the active. Put down the Unown. We're gonna risk it. Put down the Unown. Put down the Flareon. We will via Seeker for a Colress. Okay, we could play the Juniper and be like really risky, but I think going the Colress is fine. We can Colress for 3. Play the Unown. Okay, we get another Unown, so we'll Pharaoh letter number 1. Going to draw a card, and let's see what do we get. Alright, there's the Vespiquen, so we can retreat into the Eevee this turn. Well, Unown again. Can we hit a Shaymin or not? That is my question. If we hit a Shaymin, we might be okay. Okay, there's a Shaymin, so we're going to set up draw 4 new cards, okay? And let's see, can we find a Battle Compressor or not? We find a Battle Compressor. Hold on, is this going to be enough? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. This one, I don't think it's going to be a knockout. We'll Battle Compressor. We'll discard. The Eevee. Both the Vespiquens. Where'd the other one go? I know I discarded 2. Where'd the other one go? Oh, there it is. So we'll discard both Vespiquens, okay? So how many Pokemon are in the discard pile? There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 13, 14 will be short. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to retreat to the Eevee, and I'm just going to let my opponent knock out the Eevee. They went to a Tropical Beach. Alright, so my opponent's trying to see what happens. I think this is going to be fine. We could put down the Eevee if we want to, but they don't knock us out. We'll put down the Flareon, just play a Juniper, discard our hand, draw 70 cards. We do need some more Pokemon in the discard pile, though. Unless I did the math wrong. 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 110, 120, 130, 140. Yeah, we are short. Okay, so we'll see a letter. Gonna put 2 energies in their hand. Double Dark Energy coming in their hand. Alrighty, can my opponent find it in the Pokemon or not? If they don't, then we'll probably take a knockout. There's a letter. Gonna search for, oh my goodness, double letter. Don't worry, you have enough energies. I promise you do now. We'll put a Dark Energy probably on the active. Most likely. A Pokemon Fan Club. Alright, so they are going to search for 2 Pokemon. Okay. Alright, and let's see. Okay, there's a Gengar and a Darkrai. Alright. I'm going to put those 2 cards in their hand, okay? How many Flares in their discard pile? Just the 1, so 1, 2, 3. We could probably just put a Fire Energy on the active retreat, because Flareon does have a 2 retreat cost, so I really don't want to get the other one out and play as of right now. We see a Darkrai come down, okay? Gengar coming down, alright. Wait, do we have more Pokemon in here and I just missed it? No, we don't. Okay, Pokemon's like really cool. They put their Pokemon in the front like always. That's really neat. Alright, I just want to make sure. I was like, I didn't check to see if the backwood has any Pokemon. We see a Dark Energy going active, so not a knockout this turn, unfortunately. And on our turn, what do we get? Okay, we get a Combee. So if we discard our hand, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. We'll still be short, unfortunately, which is very annoying. We'll put that Fire Energy on the active. We'll use the ability just to see what's left in our deck. There's a Shaymin, a Flareon, Unown, Combee, okay. So we'll press done. And let's see, if we Sycamore, we should be okay. Well, Juniper, discard our hand, draw 70 cards. We might get an Unown. Alright, so it looks like no Unown. But let's see, if we discard the Shaymin and the Unown, we'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. So yeah, let's Compressor. And with the Compressor, we'll discard the Shaymin and the Unown, which is great. So now we can take a knockout this turn. Having 4 cards left, we should be okay. We will retreat into the Flareon. We could Float Stone it, but I'd rather Float Stone the Shaymin. We'll put the other Flareon down. And we will go for knockout. But first, my computer will freeze up just for a second. I think we're back. Hold on, wait. I can see my mic moving, but I can't see the picture moving yet. Wait for it. Wait. It looks like I'm sleeping right now in my video. Can we move, please? Oh, we're still freezing. That's why. Alright, we're good now. We good? Alright, we're good. Sorry about that. But we will put down the other Flareon, and we will go for a Vengeance for the knockout, going down to 4 prize cards. But it looks like we are going to win this game now. Wait. I forgot that Darkrai has 100. I forgot that he has 190 HP, but still, I mean, has 180 HP. Oh my goodness, but he still can't knock us out this turn. We're still looking okay. We still have another Vespiquen in our deck if we want to as well. But if he puts that in Dark Energy, we can knock it out. I did the math like he had 170 HP, but Darkrai has 180. The Eevee messed me up, that's what I thought, but we're still going to be okay. I don't know what my opponent could do. They'll probably attach a Dark Energy, Night Spear, do 90 and 30 probably to the Vespiquen. Not taking a knockout would knock out the Darkrai. And the question is, can my opponent power up another Darkrai or not? But we have another Combee. There's a Silent. Gonna search for even more energies. Oh my goodness. They've already led it twice, and now they're Silent for 3 energies. I promise half of their hand is energies. So 3 from Silent, 2 and 2 from the letter. So, yeah, we're looking like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh my goodness, a third letter comes down. What are we playing against here? Oh my goodness. At least game 1 was exciting. This one's just kind of crazy. And we kind of just got, not really unlucky. We're just having a back and forth pass battle. But they receive 2 more energies go in their hand. Oh my goodness, how many energies does my opponent play? I'm not even sure. But we'll probably see a Night Spear. I mean, they have like 1 billion energies in their hand. They haven't played a Max Elixir either, which we know they have. If they had it, I mean, they could hit. I mean, I'm pretty sure they play Max Elixir. They'll hit in energy. Well, maybe not anymore because they have like 20 in their hand. But they receive Night Spear. Gonna do 90, 30 probably on the Vespiquen. Maybe on the Shaymin, I don't know. We'll see what opponent decides to do. It looks like on the other Flareon, which is very strange. Didn't see that one at all. Alright, so on our turn, we will just Vengeance for the knockout. I guess we could attach a DC to the Flareon, whatever. Okay, we'll take 2 prize cards, going down to 4. And now I don't see how my opponent can win. There's a Megaphone and a Juniper, like we really need those. Let's see what opponent decides to bring up. The Gengar, sure. I guess they could go for a Night Attack. To knock out the active, do 10 to the active, a 2 to this guy, maybe? I don't know. We'll see what my opponent decides to do. But we should still be fairly okay. There's a Chairon. Gonna draw 3 cards. Probably 3 more energies. I'm not sure. Okay. And does my opponent find a Psychic? Do they find an energy to attack with Night Core? What's the card called again? A Night Attack. Will they Night Attack or not? Do they have an energy? I don't know. Oh, woo, they had an energy. I didn't think they had it for a second, but there's a Night Attack. Probably put 1 damage counter on the active for the knockout. But where do the other 2 energies go? One of this guy, which... Oh, okay, it just puts on one of my opponent. Okay, just one of them. I thought it was any way you want to. So we'll send the Vespiquen, alright? On to our turn, we're just going to smack this guy for 210. No, yeah, 210. Yep, that's how much we're going to do. Pretty sure. There we go. Knocking out the Gengar. Alright, we'll go down to 2 prize cards. 1 and 2. There's a Jolteon and an Unown. My Unown just being prized is very unfortunate. We could have hit that and probably got the knock on the Darkrai. But on my opponent's turn, they're going to draw another card. And I don't know what my opponent could do now. If they can somehow knock us out, playing in... there's a Dark Energy to the active, so I don't think they're knocking us out. My computer's freezing up again. I apologize for that. Oh, buddy. On my face. Okay, there we go. There we go. Alright. Alright, so there we go. We're back in action. There's a Misty's Determination. Yep, that's a card. Alright, so Misty's going to discard a card from their hand and look at the... Did it discard a card from their hand? Discard a card from your hand. If you do, look at the top 8 cards of your deck. Put one of them into your hand. Don't worry, they play Energy Retrieval, just in case they didn't have enough energies. We won't be able to see what card they get. It goes into their hand. It is a secret. But, I mean, I don't know what they can do. Like I said, the only real way they could win the game this turn is to, like, knock out the Vespiquen. Or maybe play, like, Enhanced Hammer and in. That would probably be their way out of it. But even then, like, we have enough cards, I think, to draw into it. Like, 2 DCs, a VS Seeker, Juniper, Unown. That'd be 5 out of the 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Out of 12 cards. I guess we could have just attached DC to the Flareon. They were seeing Escape Rope. We'll send the Flareon, sure, whatever. We have a DC in our hand. I'm not that scared. And we'll probably see a pass. We have a DC we put on the active. We'll do a Vengeance. Yep, just a pass. On to our turn. We will DC the active, and we'll go for Vengeance to knock out this Darkrai-EX. And there is Flareon Vespiquen. I know game number 2 wasn't very excited, but game number 1, hey, there's a Life Dew, another Battle Compressor, which both of the cards are useful. But there we go. Another victory with the Flareon Vespiquen deck, and you see why it's such a strong deck. Like, you have these non-EX attackers that can swing for so much damage. We saw in game number 1, we took down the Mega Manectric deck pretty easily. Now, it was a very strange list with, like, Reserve Ticket and Maintenance, which I really haven't seen before. That Reserve Ticket when they flip heads, though, to get the energy was really, really nice to guarantee it. Let's look at my opponent's deck, and 2 Darkrai, 3 Lugias, a Gengar, 4 DCs, 8 Dark, and 6 Psychic. Yep, that's a deck. Alright, that's the thing. Wait, what else did they play? They played 4 Pokemon Center Ladies. Alright. 2 Steven, 1 Lysandre, Fan Club, Fisherman, Grunt, Mr.Mime, 2 Cylon, Sycamore, Shauna, and Chairon, and 2 potions. And fresh water sets. Alright, so there you go. There's my opponent's deck. Very interesting deck with Lugia, 1 Gengar, and 2 Darkrai. They must be new to the game, and somehow we got paired against them. But there you go. There's Vespiquen Flareon. I still think this deck is really strong. I think it is a lot of fun. Just start a bunch of Pokemon in discard pile and start using Vengeance or Be Revenge for the knockout. And we get 25 tokens from the Mystery Wheel as well. Or maybe that's an Mystery Wheel. I don't know what that's added for. But hopefully you enjoyed this video, guys. Thanks for... Oh, it is Mr. Will. It's Mr. Will. But hopefully you enjoyed this episode of Expanded Thursday. If you have any suggestions as to decks you want to see, let me know down below in the comments, and I'll make sure to check those out. But thanks for watching, guys. Hope you have a great Thursday. Alrighty. Bye. Alright, guys. Just want to give a quick shout out to our two sponsors, 60 Cards and Yeti Gaming. The links are down below to their websites. Make sure you go check them out. Alrighty.